Celestine Jeffries, which is down here towards the bottom of this article. And it talks about how she was the mayor's chief of staff. And then once the city clerk resigned, she became the new city clerk. So now you have someone who's in the mayor's office taking over the city clerk's job, while one of the main responsibilities of 2020 is to oversee the election. Now that's in the mayor's office, and now the mayor has his person in the city clerk's office. So again, let's talk about who is on this ad hoc committee. And the first person we find is, I always do this, it's the wrong one. We want that. Is Susan K. Smith, right there on above line 1. She is the Deputy Attorney General of California, and she's also Kamala Harris's personal attorney. So this is a filing they made on November 13, 2013, publicly declaring that Susan K. Smith is Kamala Harris's lawyer. So let's talk about why that's kind of important. I mean, there could be a bazillion reasons why that lady is there, but this is what it's concerning. For one, she's someone directly connected to the person that's running for vice president, or ends up running for vice president. Either way, she's in the White House, or second in command to the White House. Thirdly, you have a lady who doesn't work or live in Green Bay and is brought into this election. Now, again, why is this important? You got to remember, Trump, I think, won Wisconsin by 10,000 votes. I forgot what Biden won it by, but it wasn't by much more, okay? So this is a bigger look at what we were just kind of looking at in the other view there. So we have Susan K. Smith, who is the Deputy Attorney General for California. At least she used to be. So that's one person on this ad hoc committee. Let's talk about the next. And that is going to be this gentleman, Ahmaud Arbery. I always say his name wrong. Ahmad Rivera Wagner. And that's just this gentleman all the way here on the right. He's pictured here with Elizabeth Warren and Ed Markey. He actually used to be a staffer for Ed Markey. In 2017, he ran for, in 2017 is when he worked for Ed Markey. He also was a speaker at many Antifa rallies, and he helped organize many Resist Trump rallies back in that time. So he's not trying to say he's, that this is bad, but he's not really a moderate either. This gentleman, like I said, he ran for Massachusetts state senator, and one of the interesting things about him, let's get over a closer look at that, is that this guy, one of the main things he ran on was resisting the Trump administration. I mean, he had a few other pillars, but clearly that wasn't enough for him to get elected, so that didn't work out too well. So again, what outside of the committee, what other role did this guy play in? Hold on, that's not good. We got to do this. That's better. There we go. I love the flag, but you can't upstage. There we go. Okay. Okay. We're just gonna do this. Hopefully it stays. All right. Let's just do that. We'll deal with this later. So one of the other things about this Riviera guy is that he was put in charge of central counts, and this guy would coordinate the staffing. He would manage and train. He's basically running the operation that was counting the absentee ballots during the 2020 presidential election. That's a little problematic. And want to know what else is a little bit problematic is after he delivered, well, he didn't personally deliver the state, but he helped, count all those votes to make sure Joe Biden won. Well, you know what I mean. The absentee ballots fell in Joe Biden's favor. So that's why I say that, regardless of the outcome of the election. So what did this gentleman get for, being such a great team player? Well, he gets promoted to the mayor's chief of staff because, as we know, the mayor had an opening there as he sent his former chief of staff to run the city clerk's office. So again, no fuckery, nothing to see here. This is all on the up and up, right? What else do we got here? So we're going to move on to our next person here. And that is going to be this gentleman, Michael Spitzer Rubenstein. Let me make sure I have my notes correct here. So this gentleman used to be a former Bill de Blasio supporter. He never worked for Bill de Blasio, but he was a big supporter, which is an even giant red flag. That's like a girl asking you to marry her on the first date. It's not, but you see what I'm saying. It's not anyone who supports this guy. I don't really know if you could trust their politics. He also used to be an Alan Grayson staffer, so this guy is embedded into the Democrat political operation machine. And he also worked for a New York he was a spokesperson for a New York City council member who was listed as a fierce liberal. But I mean, on the New York City Council, that's just like saying it's sunny in Florida. And this guy, this is an interesting player because again, like Susan K. Smith, the gentleman before, Ahmad Wagner, whatever his name is, were all brought in from outside of the state. One from California, one from Massachusetts. This gentleman happens to be from New York. What do you know? A lot of liberal states here, bringing in people from the outside. So this guy actually was a state leader for the National Vote at Home Institute, and that's exactly what it sounds like. They want people to vote at home and send in their absentee ballots. So this guy was imported from New York, brought into Green Bay, Wisconsin, to oversee the absentee ballot counting room that this gentleman was counting. Okay, so the gentleman above, Michael Spitzer, he's essentially like the area manager, and Ahmad Arbery Wagner was like a general manager of a restaurant. So Ahmad Arbery Wagner is running the Green Bay absentee ballot counting room, and the guy Michael Spitzer, the Bill de Blasio fan, he basically is like I said, the area manager. He's the guy that goes around and counts or is overseeing these five counting rooms, and it's the top 5 cities in Wisconsin: Milwaukee, Green Bay. I'm assuming Madison, and I don't know what the other 2 were. So he was the guy in charge of making sure all of those were running smoothly and counting up their absentee ballots.